Doesn't be shaken tesha. I'm gonna go home and eat chicken.
Use your accent.
Yeah. Shisha. I grew up in a family that, even though my parents like never lived in Iraq, they always stressed that there was one community and kind of our well-being is connected. And so they were very supportive of initiatives here where they were building like any sort of institution, schools, anything to do with maintaining our presence in Iraq, they were very supportive of. So it was always in the background, and I had a lot of friends that would come here with their families. And then when I turned 18, my Assyrian schools teacher came to Iraq with Gishru, and I remember following along as he was here and seeing all the things he saw. And it kind of made it more realistic to me that, hey, you can actually go and visit. You can go see this. So then when I got a little older and I was finished school and I was able to take that time off to go, I went with Gishru, so 2023, and I got to spend 2 weeks here and really get to know people from back, like people that live here, people that came from the diaspora, talk to so many groups of people that I would have never spoken to in my life, and I got to know their understanding of what it was to be like Suraya, or what it's like to be here, either living here or visiting here. It was such a beautiful experience that I came back the next year, and I did not want to leave. I have been here for about 5 months at this point, and when I first came here, I did have a bit of a moment thinking, what am I doing? I had, a stable job. I lived in a very safe area. I spoke the language of the land, like I spoke English, and I was in Canada, so it was very easy to get by even if I didn't know someone. And I'm moving here and I don't know Arabic, I don't know Kurdish, I don't have immediate family here. I'm doing a brand new job that I've never done before. So at first it was a bit of a shock, especially when you just get off a 17, 20-hour flight and you're jet lagged and you're sleep deprived and all that. But it was literally the night that I came here, I reached out to some Assyrians I knew and I told them, I'm very stressed. And they said, okay, let's go out. Let's all go out together. So after a few hours of sleep and being in that community, literally just sitting down and having masjid together, I was like, okay, this is why I came here. This group of people where I don't even know everyone at this table, and it still feels very family together. We're very connected. I remember someone mentioning it was never in our history of Assyrians have people left and decided, you know what, we're gonna come back. And it might not be 10%, even 25% or 10% or even 5% of the population, but we're seeing slowly that more people are becoming aware of it. And one thing I'm seeing here is even people they're bringing their families. So I think it's a big change and it's very difficult to get there, but once you get there and once you adjust, you feel it. It's especially difficult when you come from a country that's Canada is hot in the summer, but it's not Iraq hot. The hot is very different. So when I got here in the middle of August, and it's 40 degrees during the day, and I'm used to going out during the day, and I'm used to everything being the air conditioning blasting everywhere you go, and it is a big shock to the system, but once you get over those kind of smaller things and your body adjusts to the weather and the food and the kind of the day-to-day life, I really understood why I did this and the importance of moving back here. Even if it's not, for 10, 15 years or the rest of my life, just being here for doing a day-to-day life here. Okay, let's go. My grandmother was born here and she fled in 33 and moved to Syria. So the first time I told her that I was going to Iraq as a visit, she had a full-on panic attack. So I couldn't, and she's almost 100, she's 100 years old. So I kind of stepped away from it, didn't tell her. The second time I came back, I didn't tell her. And then when I was moving, this time I didn't tell her again, and my uncle told her by accident, and she's like, oh, okay. And now when I call her and I talk to her and I say, oh yeah, she's like, oh, where are you? And I tell her, this is where I am. She's like, what did she say to me? She's like, shakirlach, like being here looks really good on you. And I was like, thanks. So like even my grandmother, who has like a lot of like trauma from this country, like from being in Iraq, has slowly adjusted to the idea. And it, you know what, it took like a year and a half even for me to visit, but she got there. And I think even with her, she kind of sees the reasonings for me to come back. And I'm very lucky that my family has always been, like they've always thought very highly of where we came from, the history, the culture, especially like maintaining the presence of Suraya in our countries. So I think that helped them a lot. It helped them get through that fear of, you know, my daughter is going to a Middle Eastern country by herself, and move past that. Doesn't be. I was like, why are you going in an egg? So in my apartment, so it's provided by my work, I adjusted to it fairly well, I want to say. There's some things that are very different that I grew up with in Canada. Especially, I've told people the showers, because in Canada they're all closed. And when I got here, I was like, why am I doing a workout and like squeegeeing after it? So that took some adjusting. To be honest with you, it's still a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. One thing else is, like when I grew up in the suburbs in Canada, it was very quiet. So at night, you don't hear anything. We're in the suburbs. Later on, when I lived closer to downtown, like in a downtown core, you could hear, you know, ambulance or you can hear people talking or whatever it may be at all hours of the night. And it's interesting is that here, it's not a city center, but it's still that same feel that I had in like the downtown core, where you can hear sounds at night, you can hear people chatting, you can hear music, you can hear like if there's a festival going on, you can hear the festival, as well as like there's like this like everything isn't close to you. So if I go home after work and I need something, you don't typically need a car to get there. You don't need to call a taxi or even walk long. I can literally leave my apartment, walk less than a minute, and find a shop that'll have it, whatever I need. And if they don't have it, there's one 2 minutes away the other way. I would recommend to come visit, see the country, and make the decision for yourself. Because I know that growing up abroad, we see a lot of negative things about this country, and a lot of our parents had negative experiences that happened, you know, a lot of them 20, 30 years ago. And this country is not the same as what I was taught to believe by my community in Canada or by the media in Canada. Like there is a sense of life here that I didn't really grow up with, and a sense of community that I've never really seen except for in bubbles with my family. I would recommend to come visit, at the very least to visit, even if it's like during a holiday or during like a festival or for a wedding, just to see it. And then I can almost guarantee like you're gonna either want to come back for another holiday or in the short term, or make the leap and just move. That's good.